Hey, what's up, guys? So today I'm going to be talking about the Sony Z7M2. First, I'm going to start off with the build of these and the price. So the price of these, I believe they're around $798. It's a very expensive headphone. Let me pull up the Amazon right now just to check. And the price on the Z7M2 new is about, $799.97. Very expensive headphone. I don't actually recommend anybody pays that. You should be able to pick these up used for about $300, $200 to $400. $400 is high for these. If you can get these for about $250, $300, I really recommend them. I love this headphone. Now let's get into the build on the Sony Z7M2. And just like my Z1R review, these are very similarly built. They have that annoying, stupid Sony connector that's over-engineered crap here. That's kind of, you have to unscrew it, as you can see, and then you pull it out. So it's cool, but a lot of other aftermarket cables that you want to plug into this, you can't use it because of that. So they opted to use a standard 3.5 millimeter, but you still can't use all the standard cables. Quite a bit annoying in my opinion. The cushions on these, it's just amazing. Look how plush that is. These are just, I love the way these are built, and I love the comfort for comfort reasons. But that's the only knock I ever have on these Sony headphones like the Z7M2 and the Z1R. Just this stupid connector right here. But these are beautifully built, nice and clicky connectors. I don't know if you can see it on here, but they're all labeled. And you see that driver, it's reminiscent of the Z1R, the way it's kind of looks in there. It's big, beautiful driver. I believe it's a 70 millimeter driver, and it has this nice cushion up top. Very elegant and well built, and honestly, one of the most comfortable headphones I've ever used in my life. So that's what I have to say for the build on these. Now, onto the sound of these. These just sound amazing to me, but I do want to caution that with a lot of people are going to hate these. I'm just going to say straight up, a lot of people will hate the way these are tuned. These have a mid-bass hump, so I want to reference the Z1R quite a bit here. The Z1R sounds more like a typical audiophile tuning, but while it's still V-shaped, it's going to have the typical audiophile tuning on it of having more, how would I word it? It's just going to be more flat-ish and more sub-bass focused than this. If you've ever heard a Sony headphone with a mid-bass hump, I want to say something like the XM4, but I don't want to say XM4 because those kind of sound like crap compared to this, in my opinion. But you know what I'm talking about when I say a mid-bass hump. These do not resolve sub-bass very well compared to the Z1R or compared to some other headphones. They're going to be mostly mid-bass. So honestly, if you do try to, I've seen some other reviews where they talk about EQing these. To me, EQing these just ruins them. It takes what they are out of them. If you try to EQ these to neutrality, I don't recommend you buy them, actually. You're buying these because you want to hear that Sony sound, that mid-bass hump, and I love the way that sounds on these, and I actually applaud Sony here for doing something different that other headphone manufacturers aren't doing in the tuning department. But that is kind of what I think, and the treble on these, there's nothing, like, I can listen to something right now, like, there's nothing noteworthy, really, that I have to say about these headphones besides that mid-bass hump. Let me turn on some EDM or something. I just want to hear it. Or actually, let me try something with like a little bit less of that, more like instruments and stuff, because I just don't think there's really anything notable here on this. Like, let me turn this on. Like, nothing sounds bad on these, don't get me wrong, but nothing really, if you're buying these, nothing stands out compared to the competition except for in the sound department, except for that mid-bass. To me, that's why you'd want these. You want a good mid-bass headphone. Everything else just sounds fine, if that makes sense. It's not bad, not good, it's fine, and details can sound a bit lacking compared to other headphones in this price range. So take that for what you will. I actually think this at on these powerful amplifiers, like I'm using shit Ragnarok, if you have an amplifier that can scale, the 6XX actually might be more resolving than this. This just isn't a very resolving headphone, but this has that mid-bass again. So yeah, it's just, if you want to listen to a bunch of instruments or everything, this will do the job, but it's not what I would recommend this for. And these are just, like I said, these are one of the most comfortable headphones I own, and I've been using them as like my main headphones since Friday. These probably actually might be the best closed back I own. besides maybe I have a THXOO and this. I love this headphone, but as I'd like to say, and I do love a lot of these Sony tuning and headphones. Now back onto, I want to talk about sources real quick for this source pairing. Now this is the Shanling UA Mini, kind of like my benchmark for cheap portable sources right now. And I tried it with that, and I've also tried these with the headphone jack out on the Moto G Power 2025. Now I tried both of those, and honestly, these just sound lacking. These just sound lacking with those sources. These headphones do need a good source, but they don't need power. Now, these just need something that can resolve. So when I listen to something like this on the shit Ragnarok, it's kind of, how do I word it? It's just, it doesn't need the power. It doesn't need all that. So compared that to, I was in the Monolith THX AAA DAC amp, the ESS version. That one actually sounds like, that's kind of like the source kind of pairing I would do for this. This needs something clean. I feel like this needs something clean that can resolve quite a bit. Using that other source, it just felt lacking. Like, I can't really explain. And it's not the bass that felt lacking. Like, I know this, like I said, this isn't a very treble or high-end or mid-range focused headphone, but all of that kind of felt lacking in comparison when you listen on the Shanling UA Mini versus the Monolith or the shit Ragnarok. So that's kind of what I was hearing. I don't recall, I never really tried this on tubes. I don't think there's any reason to be honest. Not this headphone, at least. You might like it on tubes, but for me, there was no reason for me to actually feel like I needed to pull out a tube amp to try this. So that's kind of what I think of the Z7M2. So you're probably wondering now, would I recommend the Sony Z7M2? And you know what? I would recommend the Sony Z7M2. I love the shit out of this headphone. It's one of my favorite headphones. One of the most comfortable headphones. I don't look like an idiot with it on either. Like some hi-fi ones will make me look like an idiot when I'm wearing them. But yeah, the only nitpicks I really have is kind of that tuning's not going to be for everybody. If you don't like that tuning, then these are not going to be for you. But the tuning is kind of hit or miss with depending on who you are and what you like. And these connectors are a bit annoying, but I had to deal with that in the Z1R. I love the Z1R too. So I feel like I'm sounding like a Sony shill. I'm not. I would not. If you don't think you're gonna like the tuning, don't buy this headphone. That's period. Don't buy this headphone. But yeah, and don't buy this headphone for $800 or $1,000. Hell no. But like I said, this, if you can get this used for like 200 or 300 bucks, this is an amazing headphone at that price. Honestly, this is one of the best closebacks I've heard at that price range. You can get it for that. This is one of my favorite closebacks of all time, actually, and I really love this headphone. So yeah, that's who I would and wouldn't recommend it for. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and please stay tuned for more videos and more reviews. I'll see you guys in the next, can't even talk, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.